know that you're on the road a lot, so we want you to hear this next segment. It's about travel delays.
Yes.
The list is out. I'm going to go over here and talk to Amy Farley here because her magazine, Travel and Leisure, came out with the list of the best airports and worst airports when it comes to delays. This is the annual performance survey, and Amy Farley is here with the results. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, are delays better or worse overall this year?
This is some good news for air travelers this year. After years of watching delays go up, they actually came down this year, and we have the economy to thank. Because there are less people flying, that just means less congestion, which means that flights are coming in on time.
How do you go about conducting this study?
Well, actually, we take the stats from the Bureau of Transportation Statistics, which pays attention to such things. And what we looked at were the percentage of flights that departed more than 15 minutes late from airports around the country.
All right, let's take a look at the winners and losers. First of all, the most delays. The #1 airport, there's a new winner, or I guess loser, this year, right here in our backyard, Newark.
Yeah, absolutely. Newark gets the ignoble honor of beating out Chicago O'Hare, which won last year. Newark has 30% of its flights departing late, which is a bit shocking. But you also can see that the New York metro area didn't do very well because we also have LaGuardia and JFK that are in the top 5.
So here's the list. Newark, Chicago, Miami. Listen, Joan. Newark, Chicago, Miami, Dallas, Fort Worth, New York's LaGuardia, New York's JFK, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and Philadelphia are the worst. And Philadelphia is new on the list.
Philadelphia is. Last year, Chicago Midway was on the bottom list, or the worst list. This year, it actually improved, and Philadelphia took its place.
So what advice do you give for travelers who have no choice but to go through these airports?
Well, the first thing to do is to pay attention to these lists because we keep track of it, and you can actually see the best airport lists as well. So you can sort of make your choices. You know, Minneapolis is one of the top airports for on-time performance. Chicago is one of the worst. So, you know, if you have a choice of which airport you're flying through, choose Minneapolis over Chicago.
Choose Salt Lake City if you can, because it's the best, the fewest delays, followed by Portland, Washington, D.C., Minneapolis, St. Paul. So which D.C. airport was on the worst?
Washington Dulles was on the worst. Washington Reagan actually is on the best.
Okay.
So, you know, if you are choosing between your D.C. airports, go for Reagan over Dulles.
What are a few tips to avoid being caught in a delay?
Well, the first thing, you can take a look at the hour that you're flying. We actually track not just the average percentage of flights delayed, but we actually looked at the peak times when there are delays at airports. And by and large, that's after 8 p.m. So if you're flying earlier in the day, you have a better chance of getting out on time. The earlier, the better. I always take the first flight out in the morning. The other thing you can do is airlines actually have statistics. They have the on-time performance of individual flights. So you can actually call your airline when you're making your booking and ask, how does this particular flight perform, and they should be able to tell you.
Why does one airport get worse and one gets better from year to year?
That is a good question. A lot of it has to do with, you know, just simple traffic. You know, in the New York area, we have a lot of flights coming in, and there's limited airspace, so there's a lot of traffic that they have to deal with. A lot of it also is just weather. You know, the summer storms that roll in the afternoon, that can really tie up an airport, and then in the winter, there's of course those blizzards that can tie up things for days on end.
We know that. Amy Farley, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Good to have you on. For more information on the best and worst airport list, go to our website, earlyshow.cbsnews.com.